So Insta360 has a new Ace Pro, the Ace Pro 2, and they've still got that Leica badge on the front, co-engineered. This, of course, is their 8K AI-powered action camera with a flippy display so you can see yourself. It looks more rugged than ever. They gave me this little slip, say 1/1.3, the size of the 8K sensor with a Leica lens on it, 8K 30 frames per second video, 50 megapixel photos, and a dual AI chip for superior image quality. They claim to have enhanced the low light performance. They claim to have enhanced the wind guard for clear audio when recording. We can also shoot 4K 60 frames, which I think is actually going to be more useful for more people than the 8K footage. Rugged and waterproof to 39 feet, 157 degree wide angle capture. Of course, we've also got our AI editing, which is built into the app as well. So Insta360 actually asked me to show the footage next to the footage from the GoPro 13 Black. That's how confident they are in their product. So you're gonna see some samples and you can decide for yourself when you see the image quality comparatively in a couple of different scenarios. So it looks like it comes with a dual battery bundle, which is always kind of nice. I presume you can order this in a couple of different kits, but 2 batteries is better than 1. They've also got very nice smoothing and HDR to keep everything nice and watchable. Here you can see they call it flow state stabilized, and that horizon lock is basically like magic. This does look different. The microphone grill has changed. Sticker 1. Sticker 2. The whole thing feels quite rugged, almost like a SLR style camera. The display locks into place if you want to keep it locked down in its regular format, but then obviously it clicks into place in the front facing scenario as well, so you can easily hold this out, see yourself, and even if you have it on some sort of an extension, selfie stick, you can still see yourself on there. Leica 126/13. You've also got this secondary front display and a large record button on the top, power switch over on the other side. Flip this back down. Battery fits into this location here, and the lid kind of seals into place in order to seal off the battery from moisture and dust. And then we have a separate door for our USB-C as well as our micro SD. Also in the package, a tremendous amount of paperwork, which is kind of a classic thing with cameras. Thicker booklets have historically come with cameras, and actually some Insta360 stickers as well. Think bold. We have our USB-C cable with some cable ties, a little more robust. And remember, we have this magnetic connection, which at least the first portion of the clip is magnetic, so it kind of lines it up for you, and then you just click it in. So it's both magnetic and mechanical, and then in order to release it, you have to grab from both sides and pull it out. It just makes it a little bit more satisfying and a little bit easier than having just one or the other, just having a mechanical connection point. Instead here, we make sure things are lined up and then we're in. It's pretty quick. And of course, you can now attach this to a variety of accessories without the need for any kind of like external case. Here's our second battery since it's part of the bundle. So this one is the wind guard and this is the mic cap. If you're going to head into water, you use this cap, and if you're going to be filming in the wind, oh, I didn't even notice. So there's foam on the inside of this clip. So that's how that's working. So it's not just a perforated grill, there's foam behind there. And if you've seen in the past when it comes to reducing wind noise, you always have some sort of like a foam or a dead cat that you would clip onto the outside, but that's a little bit ugly. This is definitely a cleaner solution, and it's not going to fall off because it's part of the rigid grill. Oh, let's do a quick comparison just of the body comparative to the previous generation. So this was the Ace Pro, and now we have the Ace Pro 2. Definitely the standout aspect is this new microphone location and accessory. It doesn't really change the form factor all that much because the lens is protruding anyways. So integrating that screen, I think, is a nice thing. The record button is now completely circular instead of just being a red circle inside of a square button. Display looks a little bit larger, not the frame of it, but the actual active display area. The new battery door is way better. Holy. So this is not very satisfying to open and close, the battery door on the Ace Pro, at least comparatively. The new battery door, there's a little click and the release is much more confidence inspiring. You hear that little click Yeah, they really improved it.
So Mo has now taken the Ace 2 Pro out and put it through its paces, and I am going to examine the footage comparative to the latest GoPro, see if I can spot the differences, and also just talk about some of the improvements they've made in the Ace Pro 2, because there are a number of upgrades, including the new 1/1.3 sensor. This is the 8K 30 footage. Look at the beautiful autumn colors, plenty of detail here from an action camera. Stabilization as well. We have extremely vibrant, I mean, obviously the fall leaves help with that, but very vibrant, saturated colors and tremendous detail. It's 8K 30. My display's not even 8K, but... Oh, you caught a rabbit. The rabbit's like, what are you doing with this action camera in the, like you're in the bush, man? He thinks he's being hunted right now. In 8K. Mo's showcasing how when you start with 8K, you still got more, you've got more reach in post because you can go to 2x and it's still good enough to use, which on an action camera is kind of nice because you want to be as wide as possible so you don't miss the action. But then when you're editing it, you might want to bring people into a closer point because it's just so wide and hard to tell what's going on. But when you start with 8K to begin with, you can easily do a 2x crop. And here we have 4K 120. How do you have so many leaves fall? You threw those up in the air. Yeah. You're just making wallpapers right now. Like video wallpapers, screensavers. That's beautiful. So this is what they call 4K clarity zoom. And this is not in post. This is a double tap on the display in order to engage the 4K clarity zoom.
4K 30 HDR, active HDR.
Yeah, so in this case, what Mo's doing is he's trying to have a ton of contrast in the image. So the sun is actually in the frame, obviously going to be blown out, and a darker foreground to see how it deals with the shadows in the foreground. This is sort of what it's all about for Insta360. It was similar on the Ace Pro, even more so on the Ace Pro 2 to highlight the low light performance. This is of course where the new processing system comes in, and obviously the new sensor. As you can see, wow, this is what time of day is this? This is night. This is like, how late is this?
5 in the morning.
This is 5 in the morning? Damn. Anyway, you can sort of spot the difference here. And the other benefit that's happening is because the system is getting more information because of the low light performance, it's able to feed more into the stabilizer, the ability to discern what's going on, but you also end up with a more stable image with less rattles. I mean, yeah, look, man, obviously hard to see what's going on in the frame on the right, the GoPro frame, and if you have more detail in the image, it's going to aid in the stabilization. That's it. That's kind of what we're witnessing here. Turn on gesture control. Oh, that's quick, actually. Now I can see the fact that it's recording because I have a red light on the front, and I can go ahead and stop the recording. That's just really crisp and fast. Start recording. Very quick, easy. Stop recording. Take a photo.
This thing's good.
Very, very coherent. Like there's no lag or processing time. Start recording. Mark that clip. Stop recording. So that's the new Insta360 Ace Pro 2, co-engineered with like 8K on an action camera now at 30 frames. Also, a ton of other useful functions and features, 4K 120, pure video 4K 60, which I would probably shoot in a lot myself. The better design on the windscreen, the big sensor, the low light performance. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this your next action camera?